The mindset piece of the training curriculum was clearly the differentiator that sold me on 2logical. I've never seen anything quite like it. Collectively, I think I've participated in more than 1,000 hours worth of training in my 30 years in the business world. And I always had a very strong feeling that there was a direct correlation to the success that a person could have on how he or she felt about themselves. And so if you felt good about yourself, if you felt good about your products and services, it was something that was going to increase the probability of your success. And the mindset is something that struck a chord with me. It's something that I always felt very strongly about, but was never articulated to me or delivered to me in any of the training curriculums that I had been through, be it sales training or leadership training. I've attended over 1,000 hours worth of training in my 30 years in the work world. That's 60 to 70 different courses that I've taken. And without question, the sales training portion of it, the leadership training or 2logical portion of it, was unparalleled and second to none in anything that I had ever seen. They made me successful, they made my people successful, and they were an absolute pleasure to deal with. In my mind, they are the benchmark of the training industry.
What's really unique about the 2logical training is the fact that they really hone in and focus on the thoughts and beliefs, because that's what drives everyone, right? It drives you in the morning, it drives me in the morning. And that approach was so refreshing because when you sit through their course, you're not just sitting through another management course, you're thinking about you as a person and how you can kind of evolve and get better, because it's how you think about it, it's how you think about the scenarios in your work life and how you think about scenarios at home, and when you realize that your thoughts and beliefs are the key to really driving your actions and attaining your goals, man, the 2logical system is hands down the best training I've ever taken.
I think what makes it so unique is your approach to mindset and belief instead of skill and process. Up to the time that we had the training with you at Saks, all of our efforts had been around skill and process. And we hadn't seen the needle move really at all. I mean, everybody walked out of training sessions feeling really good about themselves and good about the training, but we didn't really have a sense that it stuck or that it was going to make any difference or profound changes in the way they approached their jobs or led the people who reported to them. It was completely different with our experience with 2logical. I mean, it was unlike anything that I have ever experienced. And I know that that this group was profoundly changed as a result of it.
There are a lot of training companies available to executives out there, and I think 95% of them probably teach the same thing the same way. And 2logical takes a completely different approach that I think is relevant today, and particularly for tenured reps and particularly for managers. And I think the reason is we all know in terms of the mechanics of selling, there aren't a lot of changes over the years, but in terms of let's say the attitude with which you approach those mechanics and the things that you can learn as a tenured rep, 2logical's hitting the nail around the head.
The fundamental difference that 2logical, makes them different from any other training organization is their approach, because their approach very, very much focuses on the mindset and the belief structure of individuals within an organization. Before you get to more of the skill set and tactical elements of how to be successful as an individual, you have to focus on, what is the mindset and belief structure of that individual. To me, 2logical taking the approach that everything starts there fundamentally, and nothing else can be impacted until you get the person in the right mindset and belief structure. That is the element that makes their training different than any other training company on the market. I scratch my head sometimes and wonder, why aren't more people doing that?